Hi, I'm Andrew, a tattooer and your humble host of the Books Closed podcast. Since I started making this show, I've kept a running list of potential guests that I wanted to sit down with. Some seemed realistic and some seemed more like a fantasy. Over a few years, I've been able to meet many of my tattoo heroes and pick their brains to satisfy my own selfish curiosities, all under the guise of sharing those conversations with you. There has always been one name on that list that seemed untouchable, a living legend who doesn't play the internet game, and someone that I don't have a clear friend of a friend kind of connection to, or even a worthy pitch to ask him for his time.
If you don't know this man's name, you must be living under a rock, and it's FILIP LEU'S.
So today we're going to be covering Philip Leu's new book.
Vous parlez de Philippe Leu. Bingo, he sees Philip Leu's work.
Du musée, Philippe Leu.
De Philippe Leu is idool voor ganz veel.
Thanks, Philip. Thank you very much.
I'm amazed to be standing here today, you know.
I recently decided that it was time to shoot for the stars. Philip Leu is just a tattooer, just some guy in the world that I've got some similar interests with. Also, to me, one of the greatest tattooers ever, with an insane career, an amazing life story, and a portfolio with probably 1,000 bodysuits amongst other seriously impressive amounts of mind-melting tattooing. What's the worst that can happen? I sat down at my computer, clenched my teeth, and I sent that email. At least I tried. Hi, Andrew. This is Loretta, Philip's mom. Philip would like to give you a call. Can you send your phone number, please? Love and peace, Loretta. Holy shit. And the next day, I was getting the call.
Hello? Hello? Hey. Hey. Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, you want to do it tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. Sure thing. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Philip.
Luckily, I wasn't doing anything too important at that moment, so I packed my bags and I headed straight to Switzerland. Well, before we go forward, in 2018, during one of my first episodes of the show, I spoke to Chris O'Donnell. The topic of Philip came up early in the conversation.
Right. Yeah, it's really strange.
That is weird how someone like Philip could come onto Instagram today, and there would be probably a large number of younger people that are like, shit, you hear about this new guy?
Yeah.
Have you seen this stuff? I don't know where he came from, but he can put on a back piece.
Or they might even be like, I don't get it. I don't think it's that great. Because like, who knows what people like anymore? You know, a lot of his power is not only the tattooing, but his whole persona and the whole background of just, seeing him come up through the years and just totally doing all these super unique things.
Yeah.
You would remember those things every time you saw a new piece from him. Mm-hmm. But now if you see it, you might not get it. You don't have any background to it.
But really, someone like Philip and the whole family, they would actually, I think, do really well these days. To have a story like that, I think helps people connect on the internet. And if they had a YouTube channel, or, it's funny to think about that.
Yeah.
But if they had a YouTube channel, or if there was like a Vice series or something like that about them, I think people would be totally interested because of that.
It's the kind of like the classic thing where they're so unique and interesting, but if you want to film them, eventually you're just going to be seeing them working 10 hours a day, sitting there drilling pigment into people,
Right.
I love this stuff. And I knew about Greg Irons before 73, right? I didn't start tattooing until like 10 years later. Mm-hmm. So I knew about Greg. And when he became a tattooer, I was blown away. Yeah, it was small Greg Irons, early Greg. See, before the iPad, I used to do a lot of big drawings, right? That's all disappeared now with this digital shit, right?
Do you miss not having the paper trail from all the digital?
Sometimes, yeah. I used to do like, that's Kurt's back, isn't it? 2000. These all fall and these things. Was sent to me by Derek, who works in Hong Kong. It's this beautiful tattoo done by Ching from Taiwan on the sleeve, and then me and Ching, we did the front together. And I did the sleeve. And it's just an unbelievable object. The level of detail is insane. As a way of presenting our work in the future. Meet Derek. You know.
How fast could you tattoo a bodysuit that size?
I did this arm in one go.
Well, I mean, actually this size. Like an hour?
Oh. Actually, a lot longer. The detail would drive me nuts.
That's true.
Yeah, no, this would be fucking insane. My dad, when he met my mom, you know, the beatniks.
No, we weren't beatniks.
He was kind of...
We were nothing, and then we were hippies.
You know, they decided to go to India overland, and they ran out of money and got stuck in Egypt. But, you know, where do I come from? That's me.
You could be explaining that this is after 6 months on the road across North Africa, and this is all the possessions we had left. We had no luggage whatsoever. Philip's got these cut-down welly boots. It's the month of August in Port Sudan. Well, you could. Oh, no.
You explained it pretty well. He doesn't even remember.
That's my life. Yeah, he was only 2.
Don't I look like a refugee or something?
You could tell the story. You saw your dad one night shaving his head on a trip. And you said, me too. And you said, okay. No, of course not. You were like 2.5. Felix's army book, you know, in Switzerland.
Yeah, your military service book.
Because he traveled a lot. Every year he would have to get tagged to the different consulates. He was very proud of it. The list of cities.
I mean, we always drew, we always had pen and paper and stuff, and what. The house we lived in Goa, rotary machines, hand stencils, no gloves. The kind of work Felix was doing, the customer would bring this and he'd draw them that.
You know how naive we thought the guy was AC/DC, meaning like bisexual. We had never heard of AC/DC. We only learned later on that it was became a favorite in our music collection. That last photo taken in India and Bombay before we came here.
I had a lot of adventures as a kid and a lot of amazing life. Felix and Greta dragged us all over the place. Sometimes we didn't know where we were going next.
Shall we?
Let's.
Okay. Well, hello everybody. I'm back for another episode of Books Closed, and this is a very special episode.